Hello and welcome to another episode of Binding Roll, where we play 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons in the world of the 9th Age. If you are unfamiliar with the 9th Age, it is a rank and flank wargaming strategy game, tabletop war game, that's the right term, that I play all the time, and that this YouTube channel is dedicated to. If you're interested in that, please click the link in the description below. It'll take you to the website, the official website. It is a free-to-play community game, so everything on there will get you playing immediately. But this evening we are not playing 9th Age, we are playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Let's get right into it with the introduction video.
No one in this world can you trust. Not men, not women, not beasts. This you can trust.
Welcome back, players, to week 11 of Binding Roll Season 2. This is a big week, because you have finally made it to the continent of Arentia, the land of the Saurian Ancients, and your adventure, the main part of the adventure for this season. You know what? No one's leveling up. I leveled you guys up way too fast at the beginning of this campaign, so no one's leveling up. But our question every week is, what you drinking? We start out with a classic for me, is North Coast Brewing Company Old Rasputin, a nice Imperial Stout. Good stuff. Good stuff. Berkey, what are you drinking? More ginger beer. I can't complain, but Bundaberg's really good.
It's a good flavor.
Sam, how about you?
I am drinking a Maui Brewing Company Big Swell IPA.
Okay, Maui. I know Maui. The Maui Brewing Company. Load just woke up from the nap. What are you drinking?
I was gonna bail everybody out and admit that, but yeah, I'm the reason we're late tonight. I was toast after work and fell asleep. Didn't wake up on time, but I am drinking the Mountain Time Premium Lager from New Belgium.
Oh, okay. Oh man, a Utah citizen drinking a Colorado beer? How could you do that?
I do it all the time. We all
Easily,
do.
apparently.
Yeah,
I'm sure it goes down smooth, right?
Sunset, what are you drinking?
There's no rivalry there.
I've got a Rogue Dead Guy Ale.
Nice,
Oh,
nice,
yeah.
nice. That's a classic.
Working
So,
time.
absolutely.
Nice call.
Really good.
Well, let's do a brief recap of what happened last week. You guys were stuck in the fog in the ocean. Many murders happened on the boat. Eventually, you came to, well, you didn't come to realize who it was, and the murderer escaped off the boat after sabotaging the boat. It was Darius, the super fan from the Unicorn's Bounty. He was actually all along working with Calypso and the Order of the Crow. He escaped the boat. You guys jumped after him. Sunset, he was trying to row away as fast as he could to get to the Calypso's boat, but Sunset literally electrified him to death on the water, and he fell to the ocean floor. But in that attempt, unfortunately, Moonclaw was struck down in his or her prime. struck dead. You're unable to make it to Calypso's boat. You were all in the water. You turned around and realized, oh, your boat was sinking too. So with that, you all decided to swim for the coast of Varentia because you were close at this point. And you all made it. The four of you made it. I'm sorry. Erky, Sam, Lode did. Sunset just flew over there. There were 2 lifeboats that made it off your boat. And I can't remember, did I say each lifeboat had 6 or 8 people on it?
No idea.
Let's say 6. Let's say 6.
Into 8 because you forgot a few and then you had to add them back.
I don't know who did. Okay, so on the lifeboats, you got Wisewell, you got Luke, you got Porky, you got Marguerite, you got Griffin. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that's it, right? Yeah, that's everyone.
Claude.
Oh yes, Claude. That's the last one I couldn't remember. I knew I was forgetting someone. The Claude who, after seeing the murder, he knew it was Darius, but he was in a state of madness because he interacted with the axe of Akan. After the axe was taken away from him and he was able to come back to his senses, he is now normal, except for one little problem. His left arm is now a slimy, green, slithering tentacle. He has been touched by the dark gods and has failed. He is actually now, if you were to look into the Ninth Age rules, he is a Forsworn. So he's on the boat there. Claude, okay. You have not seen Cleet Engelbert, the very childish druid. He was in the bottom levels of the boat, but he did not make it on the lifeboat. So that means that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, so those are the 6 characters who made it to the shore with you. And 6 knights of the 98 that were on the boat. It was a pretty horrific incident here.
So that's out of almost 300 knights that were started out on this crusade, you've now killed 280 something.
We're assuming the knights that were on the boat that was taken over by the pirate are dead. Let's assume Claude's boat.
We are assuming that, yeah.
But Wa's boat is nowhere to be found. You left them in the fog. That's the last time you saw them.
Well, maybe he made it. That's awesome.
Wa and also Zenislav was on the boat with Wa.
They probably turned tail and headed home.
Who knows?
No, they'll show back up.
So the scene is like this. You guys, these 2 boats barely push onto the beach, and the 3 of you, Erky, Sam, and Lode, beginning of a desert island movie, get washed up with the waves, get completely exhausted. Actually, Erky, Sam, and Lode, all 3 of you have 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh joy.
I'm exhausted.
You make it onto the beach, crawling up on your belly, and you flip over onto your back, and you're like, oh god, we made it. It's like spitting sand and seawater out of your mouth. This is you're on a tropical coastline, a white sand, fine grained sand beach that leads up to about, 200 yards away. The tree line starts. It's a thick density of tropical trees that are coming up to the coastline. You cannot see anything past them. Above them, you do see the jungle-covered hills and mountainsides of the Wrathful Mountains. You know what? Let me go ahead and pull up the map here, just so we know what we're talking about. So as you can see in the blue, this is your very out of the way of getting to Varentia. You have landed, this X where I'm put you are landed in Varentia. This is a guesstimate on your part. It's somewhere on this coastline where you are, but you're not entirely sure where you are. As the people in the escape boats start to unload, the danger of your predicament kind of starts sinking into everyone. You have no food. You have no fresh water. You are stranded on a jungle coastline none of you are familiar with. And with that, for Erky, Sam, and Sunset, you look over and realize that Load is unmoving and staring straight up from his back. He stays like this for 10, 15 minutes. But inside Load's head is a different story. Load, before even in your exhaustion, it was such a physical feat for the four of you to swim that far into the ocean. You're exhausted and you lay down on the beach and close your eyes for a second. Just taking a deep breath, enjoying the sunshine and the cool wind. But when you open your eyes, you are confronted again by the giant red frog, the Quaddle Lord who you saw through the Waygate in underneath the keep. He is standing before you. You are still on the beach, but everyone's gone. It's just you and the frog, and he's speaking to you, and he says, "My champion, you have arrived, finally. Are you prepared to save?
Tell me about it.
Are you prepared to save this land and the people of the Saurians?"
I am prepared to do my best.
Your
What
best
is
is
it
not
that
your best
you
is
need
not good
from me?
enough. I only accept success, not failure.
Okay, sounds good. We'll do that then.
You have arrived just in the nick of time. Come with me, dwarf. See where I am. And with that, with almost like, it's not you floating up, but it's more like the world being pulled out from beneath your feet. And the world goes down and then spins like you're hovering over a globe and someone, whacked the side of the globe and it spins really fast. And you end up flying over the canopies, seeing the dotted and rugged terrain of Varentia. Off to the right, you see Aqua Dulce, your intended destination, at the mouth of the great river. I forgot the name of the river. What was it called? The River Legardo. As it stretches into the landscape, you see multiple stepped pyramids all over this continent. But you fly into, and I'm gonna mark this on the map, into a temple, whatchamacallit, a stepped pyramid at this location here, kind of at the fork of the river, sitting nestled into that fork of the river. So the rivers travel on both sides of this pyramid. And when you see it from far away, it looks like just one large pyramid. But as you fly closer and the world comes back up toward you again, it's a large pyramid surrounded by multiple small pyramids and buildings and complexes, and this giant city. And specifically, you fly into one of those small pyramids on basically the crux of the fork of the river, where those two rivers split. There is one pyramid kind of set on top of an outcropping. And it's chopped off on the top, so there's like a landing and a pagoda on top of this pyramid. And there, sitting when you thought a second ago he was standing right or floating right next to you is the giant red floating toad standing at the top of the pyramid. And he says, "Come here. This is where I am. This is where I am being held. I need your strength and your companion's strength. Only you can save this. Save this city from the taint of the dark gods that has touched the leader of our city." No, you're muted. You're muted. Boo.
Gotcha. My bad. I was burping. Can't have that. On our journey here, we lost almost everything that we had. Is there anything that you can give me to help?
I did not ask you to come here unprepared. You are the saviors in this situation.
Gotcha.
Have I chosen the wrong champion? Erky's just...
I mean, that remains to
yeah.
be seen. But, just asking. We'll be there eventually.
You don't really, like, this toad doesn't really have human expressions. It's a giant, giant eyeballs with these almost translucent eyelids that blap up and like do quick blinking eyes, and this big elongated mouth and this heavy set like fat body that's kind of slumped over on his throne. You really can't get human emotions out of this face, but you do get a sense of exhaustion, of fear, of verging disappointment. And he says,
No, he's
Man,
disappointed
I get
in
it.
us.
and he says, "Champion,
I could relate.
I am relying on you." And with that, he raises his like kind of weak little thin arm that's coming out of this bulbous fat body. And he clamps his fingers together. And with that, the earth is then pulled away from you again. The globe spins underneath you, and you plop back down onto the beach. And your eyes open again on this sunny beach. But before we get to when you wake up, Erky, Sam, Sunset, it's now been 10 minutes with Load comatose on the beach. What do you want to do?
I'll
Give him a
her
couple
mouth
points
to
of
mouth.
damage.
Erky, what'd you say?
Makes
Give him a
sense.
couple points of damage.
Slap him around a little bit?
Oh yeah. I mean, with my itty bitty no hammers, I can't do that much damage, right?
Give me
Pinch
a
his nose.
give me an attack roll without proficiency.
It'd just be a unarmed strike, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
8.
You feebly, like dog paddle slap, like Load in the face, and no response.
What's the negative modifier to my AC for being passed out?
It's easier for him to hit you,
matter.
but you still have your toughness, your natural toughness.
Advantage, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you'd be dealing any damage anyway.
All right. Well, yeah. Both of those miss my AC.
Sam, what do you do?
I'm gonna try to resuscitate him using my advanced skills in CPR.
Cool. Give me a medicine check.
Whoa.
I run over it and I just jump on his chest.
You're like using his chest like a trampoline, kind of.
Ouch.
I got a 9.
Oh, why is it not showing your D&D
Oh,
Beyond
actually, that
rolls?
would be That'd be a 14 actually, because
There we go. A 14?
Yes.
Nothing happens. Do you? Oh wait, so you do chest compressions and nothing happens. With
Give
that,
mouth to mouth.
all of a sudden, like as you're thinking about mouth to mouth, you hear like the ground trembles a little bit, and you hear like Jurassic Park almost. And you look up to the jungle, and it's none other than sweet Marguerite running with fear in her eyes as she says, "Load! Thy load, are you okay? Load!"
You're
She basically dives in her fear and excitement. She dives on top of Load. Sam, give me a dex save.
To get out of the way.
Sam, give me a dex save.
Didn't it go through?
There he goes. 20. That is
20.
good enough. You see out of the corner of your eye, like, Marguerite's body blocks out the sun, and you're like, whoa, and you craftily get out of the way. Marguerite, in her attempt to caress you and to give you a hug, she basically lands on top of you. Yep. And Load, take 8 points of damage. This is actually the exact moment where you have returned. In fact, I think that the pressure of her landing on top of your body speeds up like the how fast the world turns underneath you. That's this trip back from where the red toad is much faster than the trip there, and you fly back into your body just as the wind is knocked out of your lungs, and you are covered by Marguerite and her intense kisses.
Gotcha. Conditionally, what is that? Like restrained or grappled?
It's definitely restrained.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh no, you're alive. I'm so happy.
Only barely.
Marguerite gets up and helps you to your feet. And you see now that the party has kind of taken stock of where they are. You see one of the knights. This is Sir Sigvald. He has kind of taken the lead. And oh no, it's not Sir Sigvald, it's Claude. Claude is ordering the knights to survey to look for fresh water and for food without going into the jungle. You see him commenting. He walks up and he comments to you that Agua Dulce is north of us, but between us and Agua Dulce is a what's the right word? A peninsula, an isthmus, whatever this bulge out is here, right where the A is in Varentia. Peninsula, that's the right word. That is between us and Agua Dulce. And it will take us weeks to go around. But if we cut through, he's guessing it'll take a week to get to Agua Dulce.
Well,
Say you, Marshall.
I'm not sure geographically that makes a ton of sense, but I am in agreement with cutting across the peninsula. I'm not sure your time frames work out, but yes, we should get there as quickly as we can.
All right.
I think if it lasts more than a week to get there, we're going to be dead anyway. So should make haste for Agua Dulce.
Claude says, "Very well. We shall head north." The knights kind of lockstep go behind Claude and head north along the beach. Porky, Wisewell, and Luke stay around you guys. Marguerite stays with Lode, obviously.
Obviously.
And Griffin actually kind of goes over and stands next to Erky. And Griffin says, he kind of like nudges you, elbows you on the shoulder, and he says, hey, Erky, are we really trusting this guy? He's got a tentacle for an arm.
Yeah, I mean, it's still just the arm, not the head. So, I mean, I'm not feeling great about it, but I don't know. Is there something I can perceive as something's amiss?
Give me an insight roll.
Dirty 20.
20. Claude seems like his regular self, or at least the Claude you knew when you were in Aquitaine. What you do notice is the knights that are following him. You see them eyeing each other with like a little bit of like, ooh, should we trust this guy?
Yeah, so things are right now, but I'll keep a close eye on it. As I'm sure everyone else is as well.
All right. I need. So what do you guys want to do?
Let's do the shortcut. Because, being out in the wilderness sucks.
Well, yeah, you've got a ways to go to get to the peninsula. But once you get there, you can possibly go through it or around it.
I'd like to just kind of take stock of where we are, look around, maybe see if I find anything or perhaps anyone of interest.
Do we have any food?
Particularly
have-
people who are currently missing but might have actually survived.
Yeah, sure. Give me a perception check.
And that's going to be a nat 20.
Jesus. What's
For
that
a
with your
total of
modifier?
25.
25.
25.
You scan the oceans from where you came from the boat. The boat has completely sunk at this point, and you see nothing on the water. Looking south of you, you see the beach continues on very far south of you. And then you look north and you notice the white sand beach ends before you get to the peninsula. And instead of a beach, it's a rocky cliff area. Actually, you know what? Cancel that. The peninsula is the rocky part. You look towards the tree line, the jungle, and it's almost not perceivable. But the jungle, the layer of trees behind the first layer of trees, you see something moving, but you cannot get anything beyond that. And the last thing you perceived, since you rolled the nat 20, is there's a little bit of, natural life on this beach. There's a few crabs skittering along the water's edge. And as it gets to the closest point to you, to the group, you see the two crabs that are there stop and then head up to you. And they attempt to attack you. What's your AC? Don't worry, I rolled a 10. They don't hit, but you can see their snapping claws like clipping at your toes.
Do they look meaty and delicious?
They're like Dungeness crabs,
Yeah.
Not like giant king crab. But
So
the
good,
body is this big around.
Good enough for one person. A meal
Yeah,
for one person.
not even a full meal for one person.
Reasonable. I'm looking at my spell list here, and I'm quite positive most things would probably incinerate them completely. Oh, do I have? Oh.
What you gonna do?
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna use something I haven't used before. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to just attack one of them with my staff
Okay.
while casting Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
So, Green Flame Blade states, you brandish the weapon used in the spell's casting and make a melee attack with it against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon attack's normal effects, and you can cause green fire to leap from the target to a different creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it. The second creature takes fire damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier. Now, because I am 11th level, the second paragraph does come into effect. This spell's damage increases when you reach certain levels. At 5th level, the melee damage deals an extra 1d8 fire damage to the target on hit, and the fire damage to the second creature increases to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Both damage rolls increase by 1d8 at 11th level, which I am, and then 17th level is 3d8. So,
All right. So, do you have to roll the hit?
yes, I will have to roll to hit.
Okay, roll the hit for the first one.
Just figure out what that is. I have never actually attacked with my staff.
I'm pretty sure you're proficient with staff, so it's staff plus strength
Yeah,
plus proficiency modifier.
yeah. So it's +3 because I've got -1 strength and my proficiency bonus is +4.
That's shocking to me.
Oh, that's not great, but I don't imagine they've got much of an AC. It's a 9.
You kind of raise your staff up and try to just hit it with the end of the staff into the sand, and when you go, it last second skitters out of the way and you poof into the sand.
I try again.
All right. Before you can do that, it snaps at you again. What's your AC?
18.
Again, they both miss.
I hit my own foot.
What did you roll, a 1?
I rolled a 1.
You do damage to yourself.
I mean,
I don't know if Sunset is gonna make it.
At this point, you,
I'm
Sam
not a
and
melee fighter.
Sam, Loden, and Urki, you realize what's happening. Sunset's trying to squish a couple crabs that are around him, and you're not quite sure what's going on here.
I'm just watching.
So do I get to deal the damage to them for the extra part of Green Flame Blade?
As long as you're within 5 feet.
I assume that I am. They're trying to snap at me. Oh, okay. So I'll roll the damage for myself, which is going to be 3d8 minus 1. It'll be 1d8 staff damage to myself, which is 5. Ouch. That's stubbed toe level of ouch. And then it's 2d8 plus 4 fire damage, which I only take half of because I'm going to spend sorcery points to add fire resistance to myself for an hour. Which that would be 10, so I'll take another 5.
Is that a reaction?
Fire damage. Yeah, I can do that as a reaction.
Okay. All right, cool. You hit yourself.
Well, now hold on, because now I've got to roll the 2d8 plus 4 for the crab.
Mm-hmm.
As the fire jumps from your foot to the crab.
Yes. And so that's going to be... Jeez. So the bonuses I'm applying to this are higher than the actual roll was. I rolled 3 total, plus 4 from the spell, plus another 4 because of... Oh, I guess I do have to do that. As
Oh, wait, so is this more than 4 damage?
Yes, it's going to be more than 4 damage.
You
And I
squash
actually took
the crab.
7 damage. No, this gets cooked.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not
It
physical,
burns. It says
it's
over
fire.
double HP, so it automatically dies. And I'm saying it like, it goes to ash.
Oh, it goes to... Okay. Damn.
Overcooked
Oh.
it. Damn it.
Yep.
And with that, hold on. Yeah, with that,
so
the
the
other
one, right?
the other crab sees what's happening, and it starts, doing like the sideways crawl thing that crab do. Like they're like the thing away and snapping its claws, and it heads toward the ocean.
Ah, okay. I'm not gonna chase it.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite worth it, but
I dealt 12 damage to myself trying to do this. I'm good.
Quit while you're ahead here.
I can't
Well,
make
I
a
still have
walking
a foot.
flamethrower. You need a persistent, controllable fire source for cooking.
No, the idea was I was trying to kill it and cook it in one go. Didn't quite work out.
all right. What's the plan, guys?
So when we're all finished laughing at what just happened, are there more crabs on the beach, or
There's
do we
no
have any food right now?
No, you have 0 food.
Okay. that should probably be our first priority. I realized we let the other crab get away in the hilarity of the situation. Once we stopped laughing, we're like, shit. We probably should have
I
tried to
still
catch
have the
other
alchemy
one.
jug. We may be out of food and water, but I have beer and
Mayonnaise.
mayonnaise.
Hey,
Beer and
mayonnaise is
mayonnaise.
sustenance.
Mayonnaise,
Beer.
mayonnaise.
Give me now.
It's protein.
Yep. I mean, mayonnaise though it won't be great, but you can live on it for a little while if you need calories. Got a lot of
So
calories.
hungry.
I
Need
figure
food.
between the mayonnaise and the beer
You only get one.
at a
Although after a
time.
long rest, I can make another alchemy jug.
I mean, we probably should have two as well, because one of them probably should be for water.
There isn't like that.
Yeah, you only get to use one spout at a time. So if we go
Yeah.
for beer, we don't get water.
Yeah, that's probably.
Well, I mean, if it's like fresh water, we should actually probably just be drinking water.
Yeah, it can provide 8 gallons of fresh water. So you go through a lot in a sweaty jungle, but
Water
or
and
4
mayonnaise.
gallons of beer.
I forget. Is it more or less salt water that it can generate?
More.
Of course.
Well,
We have
12
plenty of
versus 8.
salt water, so
True.
So okay, we'll stick with the fresh water.
okay. So should we start by trying to procure some food and maybe make some sort of shelter here, and then if we can get enough food, then we start making our way north,
We're gonna be marching on, but
or do we just go for it and
What-
see
what
we
time
can
of day
find
is
on
it?
the way?
can we tell what time it is?
Afternoon.
Shelter.
Okay.
We know the sun has passed the halfway point. That's what we know.
Good enough.
Okay.
What kind of role would you like to build some sort of shelter so that we don't all die? Build or find some sort of shelter.
Survival.
This is like a sweaty jungle, right? Like, we're not gonna die of exposure. Maybe like getting sucked dry by mosquitoes, but like we're not gonna freeze or anything. Probably just a fire and getting away
Well,
from
but
the
there's
bugs.
also
will be-
probably like rain or
Fringe.
some sort of weather. Probably want to avoid.
Oh, you had some rain cover? Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make some lean-to to provide some shelter.
All right. At this point,
I can tell people what to do.
Claude and the knights are walking north along the water's edge of the beach.
All right. I will run after him, kind of walk up next to Claude and just kind of walking with them and say, Claude, don't you think that we should, given the time of day it is and what we currently have, don't you think we should focus on finding some sort of shelter and getting food so that we know we'll survive a day's march and then continue on?
Give me a persuasion check.
A 10.
Claude says, "Yes, I understand we need water and shelter, but we must make our way north before we can do that. When the sun becomes close to setting, we will do that once we have traveled this far north as we can."
If we wait until the sun is already getting close to setting, it's going to be too late.
You tried to persuade him, but he's unmoved.
Okay. Do I want to be a dick and start asking the knights what they think?
I mean, he has equal rank to you, right? He's the marshal of the other boat, and you both don't have boats now, so you're kind of on equal footing, right?
I mean, I guess.
And technically, the guys that survived are actually under my command, right? Because they were from our boat.
Technically, yeah. But they were Knights of Aquitaine.
Okay.
Well, I'm a marshal of Aquitaine, so.
Wait, but you're a dwarf.
But you have 2 normal arms. That goes.
So it just evens out, right?
Maybe, maybe not. You don't know.
Well, you won't know until you try persuading them.
Oh, great, because that'll work out awesome. All right. Claude, I don't want to do this, but these men were under my command. And I'm trying to say this like quietly to him so only he can hear me. I will try to assert my authority over them as marshal and get them to stay with us. I will give you an opportunity to stay with me before I try that. If you
Give me
choose
an intimidation check.
Oh, that's what we're going with. Okay.
That's an intimidating statement.
21.
21.
Oh!
Claude,
I
instinctually.
disagree with you. I respect you, but I disagree with you, and I think that if you do this, you and these men will die.
He instinctually brings his hand up to his chin to ponder this decision, but then realizes it's a slippery, slimy tentacle on his chin and pulls it away quickly. And he says, yes, maybe I do need to take a step back. I am in a bad way. What do you suggest we do, Lode?
All right. Knights, let's split up and start trying to find food and fresh water. Let's meet back at this spot in around a half an hour and see what we've found. And we will start, my companions and I will start trying to think of some sort of shelter. We will find food enough to last us a day's march today, and then we will try to continue tomorrow to the north.
All right, so you send all 6 knights, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Just the knights. Okay. So this is the afternoon. You send the knights out. They kind of all head inland and then disperse kind of in all directions from there. I need to do some rolling. So talk amongst yourselves about how you want to construct this shelter.
Let's just dig a big hole in the ground.
Ideally, the best thing would be to find some sort of shelter, like maybe a cave or something like that. Can we make like a survival roll?
Right. We got enough trees out here and blades. We could just chop down some stuff to give us some rain cover. I mean, the weather is tropical jungly, so some rain cover and fire is probably all we need. Well, I guess there are potentially animals, but I'm concerned about getting lost, looking for a cave in a jungle, which seems unlikely.
Caves are cool and scary.
Good point, Sam. let's start chopping down trees. Okay, so we're gonna, I guess, build some sort of
All right, give me a survival check.
slightly raised lean-to.
Load, give me a survival
Okay.
check with an advantage because everyone's helping you.
Well, Sunset probably
Someone's
isn't
helping
helping.
me. 18.
All right, yeah, you head to the jungle's edge. You chop down some trees, 2 palm trees to be more specific, and you create, like one palm trunk is leaned up against a stone, and then you use the palm leaves to build kind of a roof, on the spine of the trunk, and you create some shelter. This takes you basically until sunset time. I'm assuming sunset time. Urki and Sam, I'm assuming you're helping Load do this. Sunset, you are not helping Load do this. What are you doing?
Not quite sure. Not making a whole lot of eye contact with anybody. There was a very embarrassing moment with a crab a few, maybe hours ago that she's just not acknowledging and feels like if she made eye contact with anybody, it would just come back. But also, her speciality is, setting things on fire, and this is a wood structure that they're trying to build. Probably not best for her to be involved in the construction of it.
If I may suggest something, Sunset spends 4 or 5 hours trying to start a fire that isn't huge.
just
Trying to
just a
start
small
a
fire.
small campfire, and that takes a really, really long time.
I'll allow it.
There are a couple huge bonfires burning somewhere on the beach, and
I need.
It's taken
They'll
her
be
about
tense.
5. It's taken her about 5 very large bonfires to realize that she could just mage hand a branch out of the large one, and then make a smaller one with it.
when you come back with that, Load says, "I'm very impressed by your restraint, Sunset. You're growing."
She says nothing.
I need Urki, Sam, and Load to take a perception check.
– 19 for Urki.
9.
3.
Load and Sam, this is a tropical, humid jungle. Urki,
Sweaty.
just
Yep.
sweaty. You're all sweating at this point for sure.
Okay.
Urki, you notice a couple small things. You notice the mountains above the jungle, the foothills of the Wrathful Mountains. There is definitely on these mountains at some point, this is miles and miles and miles away, but there is a tree line up there, where the trees reach an elevation where they stop growing. And then above that, on these peaks, you don't see snow, but you see what look like from a very far away, like man-made structures, small ones, maybe entryways into the mountain. But they're very far away, and you're just getting the hint of this. Let's say you're looking through a spyglass. I'll give you that one. And this is.
Oh, we have a spyglass. That's good.
I'd say Urki would have a spyglass as an artificer, but
Or add one for the boat, because you probably have a spyglass for a boat. So you can spend that
but yeah,
money.
you're so far away you can't get any real details out of it. But there's something there.
Can I estimate, how long would it take to get there? Is that
This is
a couple days mark?
Approximately the same as how far you are to Agua Dulce. So I would say 2 weeks of that, and that is a very much a guess on your part. You are not familiar with trekking through a thick jungle.
And that's 2 weeks straight into the jungle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just go west.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So load, I'll tell load like, hey, I can see there's maybe some structures in there, but it's a real little call away, and once we get there, who's to say they're going to be friendly? I mean, it's there, but we probably should just keep on following the coastline. That's the best way to ensure we don't get lost.
Okay, I got one. This will be fun. What is the range on my stone cutting?
Jesus.
When you make an intelligence history check related to the origin of stonework, you are considered proficient in the history skill at double your proficiency. What's the range on that?
If you can see it, I mean, if
I think
Erky,
you'd have to be able to
Shut up,
see
Sunset.
the fine details. Like, come on. Let's be realistic. You're not going to
Oh.
get anything through a spyglass.
I will say, you get advantage on it with your skill, right?
Just get double proficiency.
What's double proficiency?
You just add your
Proficiency
proficiency bonus twice.
Oh, I see.
So, +8.
I say if you want to make this check, you don't get any bonus and you're at disadvantage because it's so far away.
How about a perception check at
No,
disadvantage?
this is not a negotiation. This is not a negotiation.
Fair enough. All right, so
And that's
history, no
only if
bonus.
Erky wants to point it out to you.
Well, she already did.
Point it out.
So you
So-
take a look through the spyglass. Give me a D20 disadvantage.
Okay. So just 2d20s.
Yeah.
So an 18 and a
Three.
3
So
with
like
the
a
3.
4.
You see
No
them
bonuses
and
at all? Okay.
you're really not you're not sure. You definitely see what Erky's seeing also, because she pointed it out to you. But it's so far away. It's not like you can't tell who made like what style of stonework they are. It's just you can't tell from this distance what it is.
Right. Okay. It's worth a shot. No. That's very interesting, Erky, but I mean, if we go that way, we're all gonna die. So
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
maybe
fun.
later on in our adventure, if we find ourselves not close to death, we can explore that a little bit.
Okay. Sure thing, Marshall.
Good eye, though. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
All right. It is now coming down to sunset, and you finish the structure. And out of the jungle, you stumbles one of the knights, the first knight to return. This is what I say. Sir Sigvald. As Sir Sigvald comes out of the jungle, he says, "I made it approximately 3 miles northwest, and I made it to a rise in the on a hill, and I was able to have a view of the landscape to the north."
And
In a half hour. Wow, that's impressive. We got
This
an
wasn't a
impressive
half hour. This is hours. Hours.
I said to meet back here at this spot in half an hour.
Oh, I didn't catch that part. Well, it's sunset. This is when they came back.
Okay.
Hours
Guys
later.
guys don't listen very well.
He caught the view and the sound of running water farther to the north. He also viewed multiple structures out there, like, pyramids that he saw. farther north also. And when he came back, let's see here. Like an idiot, Sir Sigvald did not bring any food back.
Okay.
Sounds about right for
I
a
hope you're
knight
not.
who
Hope you're not too hungry.
he couldn't follow instructions on when to be back, so not having food is part of the course.
You missed dinner time, buddy. Sorry. But that is very useful information.
So there.
Okay. Do any of the other guys make it back?
As of right now, no.
Wow. These knights do not listen well. That's surprising.
All right, the sun has set. Sunset's fire that she created took all day creating. Is now
Fires.
a campfire around which everyone is assembled. And about half an hour after sunset, you hear screaming, or like not screaming, yelling for help coming from the tree line.
Does it sound French?
It sounds French. It does sound French.
But that could be anybody.
A lot of sacre bleu is coming out from the tree line.
Mon Dieu. All right, well, we should probably make our way that direction and see if we can assist. Are these in, like, common? Like, it sounds like a human? Okay. Well, then we should investigate.
Just a mere 50 yards from the encampment, you find one other knight that you had sent out. This is Sir Winfred? Sir Winfred. And he is not walking like Sir Sigvald was. He is crawling on the ground, and you see him wheezing. And he's crawling on the guard to the encampment, and you can see protruding from in between the plates of his armor on his back are two long, spines with multicolored feathers coming off the end of him.
Okay.
dear.
So he's dead.
Maybe, I don't know.
All right.
Where did you find
It's
this?
reasonable to assume that he's been poisoned at least. Whether or not he survives the night is still.
We'll bring him back to the camp and see if potentially Marguerite can help him out.
Yep. You do the cleric thing.
Sam is proficient in medicine.
I
Amongst
will heal
everything
you.
else.
Pours beer down his throat.
That's
disinfect
Sam's
him from the
medicine.
inside.
It's worked for me
Got
for
my
years.
magic elixir.
It'll disinfect
right
him
it.
from the inside. It's perfect.
We'll dilute the poison with alcohol.
Okay, is that what you're doing? I love that idea.
Yeah.
Maybe bring him to Marguerite
No. We're doing
after
this.
that, I guess.
So Sam
sneaky
immediately
there.
runs up and administers a small flask of brown liquor of some sort.
So that is a 14. That's not a 5.
what?
Sam rolled a medicine check.
Oh, there we
It's a
go.
14, not a 5.
14.
minimum.
Because of his, I can't roll less than 10.
Yeah, but it's a
Yes.
natural one. It's a natural one, right?
But I can
Yeah.
reroll natural
Yeah,
ones
it is.
too, so if you insist.
Yeah,
How about a 17?
You pour. He has to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's bolstered by the beer that he just consumed.
Yeah, you should get it, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So you pour the sandwich secret elixir down his throat, and you hear him sputter and oh, thank you, I made it back. And he's unable to stand up at this point, but he is now able to breathe without coughing
Can I
and wheezing.
carry him back?
Yeah, you all four of you can easily carry him back to the campfire.
So
Nice.
get him back to the camp and set him down and go to Marguerite and say, this man has potentially been poisoned by darts from the Saurians. Can you help him?
You don't know that it was the Saurians.
He's making an assumption.
I am. Seems like a fair one.
Hold on one second here.
I've already made an ass of myself and pretty much everybody else, so I don't think the stakes are that
Oh,
high.
Well, there's no stakes. That's the problem. If we had stakes, we wouldn't be hungry.
Wow.
You're so right.
Wowie wow wow.
Point.
Sir Winfred explains to you that he made it approximately hour into the jungle. He went south. No, I'm sorry. He went directly. No, he went south. He went south. Along the edge of the beach, but in the jungle, and approximately hour after looking for food. Hold on one second.
Did you say steak?
Which he found none of. He was shot by these spines in his back from an unseen assailant. And after that, merely minutes after that happening, his strength was sapped, and he had a hard time breathing. And he basically spent the last 3 hours, crawling on his hands and knees back to the camp.
You poor bastard.
Okay, nobody goes out alone anymore. We're learning.
All right, it is now fully nighttime. You are Erky, Sam, Load are all exhausted. 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay. I'd like to rest, but we could set a couple people to stand watch. Load, why don't you choose some of your knights to do that?
The only two that are here are like grievously injured. So,
Your eyes still work.
I mean, the first one that came back wasn't. He came back all on his own.
that's fair.
Just very late and without food or water, like we'd asked him to. So I'm not entirely sure how much we can trust him to follow instructions.
Yeah, I don't really.
I'll take the first watch.
Well,
Good
no,
man.
I will take the first watch because I don't
only
need to
need
sleep as
4
long.
hours of sleep. Yeah.
So
Well,
I
don't
will.
want to sleep as long.
All right, so what's the
Wait,
plan?
so-
How
wait.
sleep works.
So I said,
Well-
shouldn't you go to sleep first? Because then you'll be fully charged soon.
I mean, there is that. Yes. Here's my.
yeah, won't we do that?
Yeah,
Alright.
I guess fine. We'll do
Sunset,
that. I'll,
you go to sleep. I will take first watch.
Yeah, the non-exhausted person.
With
Because we might just fall asleep on watch, which is not what you want.
a decent con score.
All right, so this is for the time until sunrise is approximately 8 hours.
Okay.
bummer.
So Sunset's sleeping for 4 hours. Who is staying awake?
I thought Load just volunteered.
Yeah, I will.
All right, Load stays awake.
Alright.
Everyone else goes to sleep. Load, I need to give
We
you.
wake up.
I need you to give me a perception check, and you're exhausted, so that's at disadvantage.
Okay. Ooh.
Wow!
15 and a
Wow!
Wow.
That was a nice
Very
roll.
nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's all those sleepless nights at college. Training
Um,
myself.
As you are taking watch, about approximately 2-3 hours in,
What's college?
there's still college in this universe.
I'm sure Load did not
College
go.
of Magic.
Indeed.
So after 2-3 hours, you realize that deep in the jungle, like the campfire begins to die down after 2 and 3 hours, and the jungle in front of you is pitch black, right?
I do have dark vision to 60 feet, but
Okay.
yes.
Beyond 60 feet, for sure beyond 60 feet, you do perceive glowing yellow eyes. First, it's just one set of eyes, then it's 2, then it's 3, and eventually there's dozens of sets of eyes in the jungle looking at you that you're aware of.
Oh, good.
So, at the point where is this still in the first 4-hour stretch there?
Yes.
Okay. Wondering if casting Commune with Nature would help me in any way here. Instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about the following subjects in the area: terrain and bodies of water, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples. That's probably the one we want.
Animals and people sounds right up.
Yeah. And influence from other planes of existence. Maybe.
Ooh.
It does take me 10 minutes.
What?
So 10 minutes. You want to do this?
I would like to do it at the point that Sunset wakes up,
Okay.
so that I'm not just doing it and not paying attention for 10 minutes, because I know you'll try and kill us at that point. If you try and kill us before Sunset wakes up, then
Why is it me
So
trying to
be it.
kill you? This is just the world. This is what's happening.
You control fate and reality.
you're writing
Kind of is
the
on you.
world. It's totally on you. We
Um,
could all have a really nice trip to Agua Dulce.
Yeah.
It's all up to you.
Holistic role-playing game.
So that's after 2.5 hours. These eyes do not move. They continue to sit and watch you. Do you want to do anything about it? Do you want to approach them or just let it happen?
Not approach them? That seems not super smart by myself.
All right, so you let it happen.
Yeah.
Do a little dance to
Here.
entertain them. to
Can
the
I
audience.
just kind of like roar out into the wilderness and roll intimidation?
Possibly wake everybody up.
I don't care about that anymore. I won't do that.
All right, so they're sitting there watching you. I need one more. This is getting to about 3.5 hours. I need one more perception check at disadvantage.
At 11?
Okay. It's getting about time for Sunset to wake up. But before Sunset does, I'm gonna say you, Sunset, you do officially get a long rest,
Okay.
but you are not.
Taking it now.
Yeah, you're not awoken to you just waking up by yourself naturally. You. What's your AC? With no reactions?
Who's mine?
Yes,
Or
Sunset, yours.
18.
All right. All right. All right.
I don't like how excited you are about that.
Yeah. I swear
Take-
it's Revenge of the Crabs.
Take 14 points of damage. You wake up to the head, and this is so. First of all, Lode is sitting next to you, but he is thoroughly focused on the jungle in front of him, looking at these eyes. What came up behind him, crawling up from the water's edge, is a sea turtle. You know, like the kind of turtle you see in the Discovery Channel where they go up on the beach to lay their eggs. It's pushed itself up on the sand, got up next to Sunset's body, and clamped down on your thigh with its pointed beak.
Like on fun, a turtle.
Interesting. I was actually hoping for Revenge of the Crab.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was as well. That would have been fun.
Sunset lets out a little bit of a shriek. Lode, you are warned to what's happening. Urki and Sam, give me a perception check. If you pass the DC that's in my head right now, you'll wake up and you'll lose your long sleep. You will only have a short rest.
Hell yeah.
I
Sam.
rolled a 13.
Sam rolled in that one.
19.
What? You don't re-roll the 1.
Yeah, reroll a 1.
Do you
Yeah,
have to? You want
do you
to
have
do
to
bad
is
on
the
this
question?
one, Sam.
You don't want to wake up. You really don't.
That was
What?
the idea. Is you wanted to roll low this time.
I'm still sleeping.
All right, Sam.
No, Mom, I don't want to go to school yet.
I don't want to go home, Mom. Urki, you do wake up. You have achieved a short rest, not a long rest.
Okay.
Does that go?
And so I hear. Are we in initiative? Can I take an action?
We're not gonna really do initiative rolls here. The first one to react, the initiative order is gonna be Sunset, Lode, Urki, and then the turtle.
Okay.
Sunset, you're first. What do you want to do?
So this thing's like clamped onto my leg, right? Like it's just going to town.
No, it took a chunk out of your thigh.
Oh,
It's not.
okay,
It's
well,
not.
so-
It has doesn't. It's not. Doesn't have you. What's the right word? Grappled.
well, I didn't figure that it. I mean, it's a turtle. Like, unless it's a, dragon turtle or something, like it's not going to be able to just hold me down. But okay, but it's like right there, right?
It's right next to you.
You know what? We'll just go for a classic.
Well, before you decide, let me describe. This is like a full-size sea turtle. So it's what? I'd say 100 pounds. It's big.
Well, right. Yeah, but
It did do 14 points of damage to you. It's significant.
Right. But, well, see, I don't want to run into the problem of inadvertently incinerating it again because
We all want some turtle soup, right?
we could eat this thing.
Oh, we're going to.
Are you in much pain to be making these decisions? Do you feel?
I'm just trying
Just
to
whack it.
decide...
and then I'll chop it up.
I'm gonna...
Space up.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do this. We're gonna cast Magic Missile at the 4th level,
All right, roll it up.
which is 2nd level. 1 more dart level, so 3, 4, 5, 6.
Just an aside, does the turtle shell have a metallic quality to it?
No, it does not. You're asleep anyway. Shut up. You're snoring and mumbling things under your breath in your dream. Something to do with snuggling with a giant mug of beer. I don't know.
Oh. Great dream.
I love you too, Beer. Hold me closer.
It's okay, beer. It's okay, beer. Your family will never find out. We'll just we'll play just the tip, beer. Don't worry about it. Shh.
Oh God.
I won't tell Pilsner about you.
21 damage.
21 damage.
Right
Good.
to its face.
You walk up with its face right next to you, literally chewing on your own flesh in front of you, and you blast it in the face. And you hear it kind of screech. Next up is Load.
All right. So it is not dead.
It is not dead.
Okay. I will run up to it and start
Choppity chop it.
pre-chopping. We'll say. Attacking recklessly for advantage.
Take
That-
the pain.
Is a 27 for the first one.
Definitely hits. Are you didn't enrage, did you?
Yeah, I did. You don't remember that part?
I'll let it slide, but next time, Load, I'm not gonna let it slide.
Okay. All right. So I enrage. I run up and hit it twice, once for a 27 and once for a 24.
Both of those hit.
That's do first one. 12 damage for the first attack and 13 for the second one.
12 plus 13 is 25.
How's it looking? Is it still alive?
You walk up and just kind of do like sushi chef onto the onto the shell of the turtle, and its shell is like starting to crack where you're whacking at it, and it recoils and shrieks, but it's still there. Urki, it's your turn.
Okay.
Use my action to bust out the Eldritch Cannon. I'm gonna use my bonus action to use the Eldritch Cannon to shoot the turtle. 21 to hit.
That hits.
16 damage.
16.
That's my turn.
I need Sam to take another perception check, this time at advantage. Because that just, there's a giant explosion right next to you, so...
Plus a screaming turtle, which is, I mean, a little odd anyway. Turtles make
Yeah.
noise like that?
So I know land turtles, the only time they make a sound, like the Galapagos turtles, is when they're having sex.
Yeah.
So is this thing getting off on this?
So is it making a noise?
It could be a sadomasochistic turtle. You don't know. Sam, you now awaken. You are definitely, you only achieved a short rest. You're muted.
I awaken to the sounds of potentially a mating turtle call And I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing to that poor turtle?
All right, it is now the turtle's turn. He is gonna chomp onto the sunset again, but he misses, and it's now Sunset's turn.
I'm just gonna hit him again.
Okay.
4th level magic missile.
So tell me, Sam, what was the change in emotions from having your giant mug of beer wet dream to being woken up to a sexual assault of a turtle?
Well, I mean, it's pretty much the polar opposites of a halfling's reality, I believe. It's
25.
back to mortal
25.
colors.
With this, the Eldritch Blast shoots into its face again, and it basically, like, because, turtles have those long... Its neck is fully distended out of its body, and it, like, hits right in the neck, and it, like, disintegrates half of the neck, and the head kind of just, like, flops over, but still being held on by a little bit of flesh. And it just, and the legs give way of the body, and the turtle shell just, like, thumps onto the sand right where it is, and you have killed this turtle.
Thank God Fleet isn't here.
Let us feast.
Now we've got a couple 100 pounds of turtle.
Breakfast.
Do you want to try to? Do you want to go back to sleep? Do you want to try to cook this thing?
Well, since I'm awake,
I mean, I think they should go to sleep.
I'll see about cutting the shell up and making like a little bowl or something out of it. Like a pot to cook it in its own shell.
Okay, give me a survival check.
You figure that out. I'm gonna go to sleep for an hour.
A 6.
You try to, take the shell off of the turtle. Unfortunately, it's already been damaged from when Lode attacked it, so it ends up in the process of trying to take off the turtle shell, you snap it in half, and now it's 2 pieces. Also, with this, a lot of the flesh went along with the turtle shell, but there's still flesh there.
Well, great. Anyone know how to cook food to eat?
Porky's here, right?
Yeah, I imagine Porky does. I was gonna say, Sam, why don't you let Porky handle that?
Porky, are you awake?
Porky! You're able to rouse Porky. He goes over to the turtle. Hi, laddie, I've skinned a few turtles in my day, if you know what I mean. And he,
I mean, there's not much
What
left.
do you
Sunset
mean
damaged it while he was killed.
By that, Porky, because I don't know. Insight check to know what he means.
I'd also like to roll.
inside check with
That's a
advantage.
13.
With advantage because
with
Sunset's
advantage.
helping you.
The second one. Ooh, a 19.
Okay, you get some sort of hint. It was he used to be a chef on a luxury Aquitanian ship. There was something
Really?
about people being marooned on an island, and people were getting lonely and hungry at the same time. There were turtles on the island. Something. He doesn't want to give you the whole truth, but there's something around that.
Is that where you got your nickname?
Nice.
Oh god.
Does he respond?
No, he does not. He says, "Sorry, laddie, I need to focus on my work here."
All right,
Insight check.
all right. We'll talk about that later. I'm learning so much about you, Porky.
He ends up skinning the turtle. What flesh is left, not ruined, it turns into 15 rations.
Turtle jerky. Interesting.
Roughly, yeah.
I like
Yeah,
it.
you're right. In the middle of the night, he chops up skins the turtle meat thinly, hangs it on the roof area of your shelter, lets it dry out for the rest of the night. It is now turtle jerky.
Smoke.
Be 15 rations.
I specifically want pieces made from one of its legs.
Oh,
Okay.
It bit me. One good turn deserves another.
Fair. Very fair.
fair.
That's clever.
All right.
So you need healing?
Son of a bitch.
I mean, I won't say no.
Well, yeah.
I'm at 54 out of 68. Like, I don't necessarily need it, but I'm not going to say no if somebody's offering.
I
I'll use
rolled
a level in the
a couple
top
of
row.
hit dice and
Oh, yeah.
knock it full. Well,
You get back 13.
oh yeah, you got a long rest before you got attacked. Duh.
Yeah. Yeah.
My bad.
So,
Okay.
you got
So,
13 with the
okay.
level 1 cure wounds.
That's good enough for me. I only took 14 damage, so.
Perfect.
That's.
You still got the scar to show for it.
All right. So
Scar. It's a
it
turtle
is now getting to sunrise. Load. You have completed a short rest. And everyone starts waking up. Rations of food is basically split up between. There are now 4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. Plus the 2 knights that are left is 12. I said 15. So everyone gets 1 ration for the morning.
Okay.
And there are 3 rations left over. You are going to be rationing these rations so that this one set of food is going to sustain all of you for a full day and prevent any of you from getting a point of exhaustion.
So,
That's nice.
is this 15 rations as defined by the PHB?
Tell me what the PHB says.
1 ration is 1 day's worth of food.
What?
1 ration is 1 day's worth of food.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 12 that have been spread out, so we've got today's food covered. There's
3 rations left.
over.
3.
Okay.
You can use sunset for bait again. Set a turtle trap every night.
Except we'll be prepared this time.
Try it, Shorty.
So, can we just kind of like forage while we're traveling?
Yeah, you can try. So obviously all the eyeballs are gone from the nighttime. You are now in the daylight. Claude starts talking to the group about traveling north. You can stay to the ocean side on the beach. You can head into the jungle, or you can walk to the line, the tree line.
I think staying on the beach for now probably the better call.
Maybe like right in the trees, just so we're not like entirely exposed and getting hit by the sun the entire time, but like just in the shade.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure we've got enough room between us and any potential hidden um, poison darts from unseen enemies.
I mean, if a dart comes out of the jungle and we're on the beach, I don't know that we're going to be able to stop it or
Well-
dodge it anyway.
I mean, how far is the jungle from the beach?
200 yards.
Well out of
Oh.
range. Well out of range.
Yeah, it's like you know,
So,
there's a
But
significant
also-
difference between there's a water line, then there's a sand beach, and then there's dirt, then there's a berm, and then it gets to the jungle. So it's 200 yards.
yeah. Yeah. So, like, I think being in sight of the actual coastline is a good idea so that we ensure we're not getting lost. B, staying far enough away from the tree line so that we're not in danger of taking darts to the face.
Well, and if there's a berm, we should be on the water side of that for natural cover. Like if there are like
Yeah.
cabins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
So I think that would probably just the coast side of the berm is probably good enough, assuming the
Yeah.
berm is actually like a pretty
Above.
decent distance away from
The head
the
height
tree
of
line.
the tallest people.
Oh well, no. I mean, I want distance from the tree line. Not necessarily using the berm as cover. It's just a good natural place to walk.
Okay,
All right.
works for me.
There you have it.
Walk along the berm ocean side.
Walk along the berm, ocean side. Okay. Everyone, give me an athletics check to see how far you can get for the day.
My
Straight roll.
11.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Cancel that. Marshall, roll your athletic check with advantage because you're guiding the whole group. One roll.
Got this. Got faith in you, Marshall.
I mean, I did just roll a 19.
Yeah,
Just
what's
use
it?
that one, or do you want me to roll it again?
You could do
Roll it
even
again,
better.
'cause you might get a 20.
Yeah,
Alright.
exactly.
And that, all right. Do another 19.
Exact same roll. Okay.
Perfect.
19 is
I am a
successful.
consistent motherfucker.
You make it a long way up the beach. In fact, you are. I don't know. You're within a day. Let's do a longer time jump. Let's say this is longer. This is the first day. You are still approximately 5-6 days away from the peninsula.
Okay.
You stop. What would you like to do now?
So we made it an entire day's worth of travel.
Mm-hmm.
Can we forage to try and find some sort of supply of food?
Yes. Who do you want to send out to forage?
So I think we would go out as a party,
Okay.
not making the same mistake. Go ahead, Sunset.
I just have at least two questions. Well, I have one question that will potentially lead into another question. Are there any, like, you know how some beaches will have like tide pools or like shoals of like relatively calm water that have fish in them, like you can clearly see that there's fish.
And like clams and mussels and stuff like
No,
that.
this is definitely a tropical shore. This is not a rocky shore, which would have, tide pools like that. This is a sand beach, so it's
Well, I mean-
one clear line.
There's still like you can still occasionally see like fish and stuff in the water. Like that's kind of what I'm.
This is a tropical beach, so it's a low slope. It's shallow water into the water. You can go out there and look for the fish if you want. But from the shore, no, you don't see any fish.
Sam, do you have a bow?
Oh, I have a better idea if we find like a group of fish.
I have a short bow.
Okay. I was just wondering if
But
you're gonna get a large enough group to just like electrify or whatever you're trying to do.
actually, that's a better idea than what I initially had planned. So, I mean, sort of. I mean, let's at least entertain the idea. Let's take a look out, kind of, not going too far, but let's just see if we can see anything in the water.
Yeah, I mean, it's safer than going into the jungle. So
Yep.
maybe between Urki and Sunset, you can find a way to slaughter some fish.
All right. So you head out into the water to forage, right?
Yeah, essentially. I just want to know if we can identify groups of fish.
Okay. You're going out there? Is anyone else going out with you?
I'll go.
All right. Sunset and Sam head down to the ocean. Give me a survival check, Sunset, at advantage.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. First one is a 16. And that's going to be a 17.
17.
All right.
Okay. You head out into about waist deep worth of water. And there you see, sandy parts, and it turns into a reef, because it's such clear water, it's tropical water. And surrounding this reef is it's a school of, fish that are about this big,
Oh, cool. All right. So this does lead into my second question. Are you familiar with what happens to fish when an explosion happens nearby?
They get shocked and
Floating.
yeah. They get stunned into yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yep. Okay. Now, fireball is an explosion, is it not?
It is.
I think you see where I'm going with this.
I see exactly where you're going.
So, do you want me to roll anything for this?
No, it's you see you shoot the fireball within what 5-6 feet of the school of fish. It's like a giant explosion of steam and compressed, it goes shoots straight up in the air with all this steam and everything. Fish start plopping up around the explosion. There's approximately 24 fish that do this. I need you to give me a perception check though.
24.
Oh yeah. From your past the school of fish, deeper into the ocean, after the explosion, you see a moment's hesitation and then a giant what's the right word? Like on dragonfish, they have spines that are connected by tissue that's like a sail, like a spine.
Mm-hmm.
You see that crest up out of the water.
Oh, joy. You said it's waist deep?
Yep. So you're approximately 100 feet into the water.
And how
Probably,
far away was
yeah.
this spine?
200 feet away. And this is considered difficult terrain, so you're at half movement.
Okay. How many fish are within reach, within, grabbing distance for me? Actually, that's not even necessarily a question, because I'm not at half movement
Because you're flying.
Flying.
because I'm flying.
Well, you choose. You weren't flying before. You choose to fly now. Okay.
I choose to fly now,
Yeah.
but the act of getting to flying doesn't take any of my movement.
Sam is still in the water, and he's pretty much chest deep in water.
Correct. I will let Sam know that there is a
How
Some
how
sort
do
of-
you let Sam know?
I mean, what's the minimum number of words for a free action?
I don't know. A few?
Like I want to say it's like 5.
Okay. What 5 do you choose?
Sam, look out, pointy fish. As I
Think for a moment.
kind of go around grabbing as many fish as I can.
Okay.
I mean, I'm wearing a dress, so like I can use it as kind of a makeshift basket to.
I need Load and Urki to give me a perception check.
You got it. I see nothing. 3.
No idea that this is happening. Neither does Load.
Alright, they're frolicking in the water. They seem to be having fun.
All right, so this is going to be a turn sequence. The first turn is for this monster. It was 200 away from you, and you're 100 feet from the ocean, the coastline. So he travels. He's at 1. Okay. Sunset, it's your turn. You can see it approaching closer.
Okay. I mean, have I gotten any fish?
No,
yet?
this. If you want to grab for fish, this will be your action.
Okay. So yes, I want to grab for fish.
All right, you grab with your hands. You collect 6 fish. Actually, give me you know what? Give me a dexterity check, and we'll see how many fish you collect.
Okay. Just a raw.
Raw dexterity check.
Okay. Oh come on. That's an 11.
Okay, so that's 4 11s over half, so 4 fish.
Okay.
You grab 4 fish. Okay, it is now Sam's turn. What do you want to do? There's floating fish all around you. You are 100 feet from the coastline, and there is a spined something underneath the water heading toward you at fast speeds.
I'm going to ready my bow and aim it at the spiny fish.
Okay, it is going to be in cover because it's underwater, except for the spines.
How close is it?
It is currently 160 feet away.
160 feet. I'm going to wait until it gets closer.
All right, so this is now the monster's turn. It is now at 120 feet away. Sansa, what do you want to do?
Grab more fish.
Okay,
I
give me
actually
a
have
dexterity
plan for this, so
dexterity check.
21.
21, so you pick up 6 more fish, so you're at 10. Your hands are pretty full now with fish, just so you know.
Well, I'm using my dress as a makeshift basket.
Yeah, well, you still have to. You feel at least one hand has to be used to hold your dress up.
Well, right, yeah, it's all right. That's probably as much as I'm gonna grab right now. Anyway, so-
Sam, it's your turn.
I'm going to fire the spiny fish with my bow.
Okay. Give me a attack roll.
26.
Jesus. Roll damage that hits. 9 damage. Good
9.
roll. You like shoot at the waves just below the spine, and it goes and you hear it. You see the spine shudder, but continue to go forward. And that was 9.
Can I use my
Oh shoot, that one.
reaction to re-knock another arrow?
I mean,
Yes, you can.
But
Just keep watching it.
All right, this time it picks up speed. It's now moving at double speed, and it is now 40. Let me repeat that. 40 feet away from you. It is now
Yep.
Sunset's turn.
okay. Sam, are you willing target?
I'm always a willing target.
Okay. Me and Sam teleport 90 feet towards shore.
Okay. That's your turn. Sam, it's now your turn.
I have been teleported.
You've been teleported.
Now, real quick, because it is Thunderstep, and it, well, I guess technically that'd be thunder damage. I'm not sure how that works. I mean, the range is only supposed to be 10 feet, but it is in the middle of the water. Like, GM's
Just-
discretion if it does anything.
Disorients the fish or something.
Oh, if it kills more fish? No, it does nothing.
No,
Is-
not kills more fish. If the range gets extended at all for any reason
No, it does not.
due to it being in water, and okay, just
You're
wanted
lucky
make
enough
sure.
to be able to
Well,
do thunder step. So just take it.
Thunder damage is also like compression damage.
Yeah.
It's not lightning damage,
Right,
which
right,
maybe would have done something.
right. It's sound damage. It's not.
Yeah.
Sam, you are 90 plus 40 feet away, so 130 feet.
I'm gonna fire at the fish again.
All right, give me an attack roll.
11.
That does not hit.
Oh, you sure?
Yes, yes, I'm sure. All right, it's now the big bad guy's turn.
Does
Each-
the thunderous boom?
Yeah. So because this is now the
Thunderstep.
end of that round, right? We're back at the top.
It's
the
it's
fish
swift
moving
enough
first?
to dodge around it for sure.
Well, no. What I'm getting at is the sound can be heard up to 300 feet away. So
Oh, for
With
for
this
Urki and
alert.
Load. Urki and Load.
Yes.
Urki and Load now know that something is happening in the water.
Okay.
So the fish guy's turn. 40, 60. So it is now 50 feet away from Sam and Sunset. Sunset, what do you want to do?
I mean, I've got 10 fish here. I'm gonna keep going towards where the group is, cause food.
Yeah. Like, how far are you from shore? Are you still in the water?
We're 10
bit.
feet out
Yeah.
at this
Oh,
point.
okay. So you
And
can, like, do a dash action.
yeah, I mean, yeah. Essentially, I should be able to do the dash action. So I will be doing the dash action, which is 70 feet flying.
So,
Oh. You can back.
all right, Sam, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I've been flying since the
Yeah.
fish showed up.
I'm just gonna head for the shore.
What's your
Or
dash
the-
total move?
50.
So 25 normally, but you're in yeah. But it's difficult terrain, but you only have 10 feet left. So that costs you 20, so 30 feet off of the shoreline.
Can I do like a barrel roll?
Don't you have?
'Cause
You
why not?
successfully make it back to Urki and load.
I think
And with
you
that-
should be able to dash twice. I think you have 75 movement if you
I think I
dash
have
for
it.
everything.
Bonus
You
action
can-
for an extra move, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cunning action or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can really move when you want to.
When I want to.
So basically, at this point, I think all of you are back together approximately 60 feet off the shoreline, inland. 60.
You don't have fun out on the water?
Yeah.
I got fish.
Cool. Well, let's eat.
All right, so at this point, the monster makes it to the shore, and as it comes to the shore, it emerges from the water, and it is, well, it's by definition huge. It is a sea snake monster with spines coming out of its back. It now comes onto the shore 20 feet, so it is 40 feet away from you. No, actually, no. It's 30 feet away from you. Just barely what it needs. And it raises up. It doesn't have an action. No, it dashed. It doesn't have an action. It's 40 feet away from you. And it is
There's
now...
also this.
It is now everyone's turn. Let's start with Sunset.
Everyone.
Okay. Oh, I need to mark off. Hold on. I need to make sure that I have this tallied correctly. Because I did cast Fireball on the fish. I need to mark that off. Okay.
And you
let's
cast Thunderstep.
Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah.
I just need. I hadn't marked off Fireball yet. Let's see. Who's left? Who goes for one of those? You know what? Screw it. You said it's 40 feet away?
Yes.
Okay. Can I get a DC 16 Dex saving throw from it, please?
DC 16 Dex. Fail.
It failed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. Alright. So, 8, 6, 10. Dice dropped.
What was the spell?
Disintegrate.
Boom.
Let's see here. How do you spell disintegrate?
DISINTEGRAT.
There it is. Disintegrate.
Keep adding dice.
Okay, so I'm not convinced you can cast this
Huh?
because it is semantic, meaning do you need one or two hands to do it? And two, there is a component, which is
it
a
would just be one.
component of a
and-
lodestone and a pinch of dust.
Now we're enforcing material consent. Okay.
I know.
my
I
arcane focus-
haven't been enforcing it before, so let's be fair here.
Well, we haven't been enforcing it before because unless it's a specific cost, component. So like it requires like $1,000 or 1,000 gold worth of gems or something like that. My arcane focus acts as the components.
What is a load? Oh yeah, okay. Okay, fair enough. And let's see here.
And
Keep going. Roll. How much? I'm wondering how much damage it did.
Yeah, I'm still mathing it. Sorry, it's a lot of dice.
It's 10 dice, 10 d6s. It's not that difficult.
That should be 38. So 58.
58 damage.
Pretty good shot.
Boom. You see like the waves of magic lapping over him, and you see it shudder but continue to head towards you.
Oh, so I didn't kill it, which means that if it didn't like just disappear.
It didn't actually disintegrate.
Cool. And with that, I'm going to move back more towards where we're kind of camping or whatever, so that I can drop off some of this fish, or all of this fish.
Okay. Next up is Load. Oh no, Sam. I'm sorry. Sam's up next.
Well, I'm going to keep my distance from this terrifying creation and fire my bow at it one more time.
Okay.
20 to hit.
That hits, definitely.
And whopping 5 damage.
Ooh, wow, big deal.
Pretty good, I think. It's almost as good as Sunset.
All right, next up is Load.
okay, so you said it was 40 feet away.
Correct.
That is very conveniently 5 feet out of my movement speed. So I will ready an action as soon as it moves towards us and ends its turn. I would like to run at it and attack.
Okay. Next up is Ricky.
Okay, doing Scorching Ray. Normal at level 2. 13. First one.
That misses.
Oh, 20 for the second one, and then 30 for the third one. All dirty. So, okay. So we'll do 46 damage. 7 plus 6, 13 damage.
13 damage.
Disappointing.
A bunch of cannon shots ricochet off of this this monster's body, but now it is its turn. Everyone is 40 feet away. Sunset, how far away are you?
I moved another 35 feet.
So it is 75.
75.
Did Sam back up as well?
He didn't say so. So I'd say
I was
no.
keeping my distance.
We need to be very specific since we don't have a map.
Yeah.
He will railroad us at any chance. Look at him. Look at
Yeah.
that smirk.
He goes 40 feet to Urki.
Okay. Bring it.
He is going to bite Urki What's your AC?
AC is 17, but I can react with the shield.
Okay, do you want to do that?
Yep, so I'm gonna react with shield, and that's gonna give me an AC of 22.
Oh, not 20.
Oh shit.
So that hits. It does. Okay, here we go. So max is 20 plus 28 damage plus 28 piercing damage plus 14 cold damage.
42. I don't have any resistances or whatever, so I'll take 42 total damage down to 35.
All right, with that, the monster's tail also whips around and wraps itself around the body of Sam. I need to hit you. What's your AC, Sam?
17.
Oh, I rolled exactly a 17. It does. Take 24 points of bludgeoning damage and give me a DC 17 con save.
24. Well, I can use my my dodge to have this. 12. And the con save, I got a 13.
What do you need? You need a 15. So you are grappled and restrained.
Oh no.
And with that, it is Sunset's turn.
It should be me.
Oh, it is. I lied. It's Lode's turn.
Thank you. So it is now within range of me to run up to it. It's only
Yes, it
10
is.
away, right? Okay. And you said it's huge, right?
It is huge.
Damn. Okay. Because I was going to also try and grapple it, but no dice. All right. So I will enrage.
Ah! Crush a beer. Crush a beer. Ah!
Then run up to it and make 2 reckless attacks. First one is a 24.
That
Second
hits.
one is a crit for a 31.
Okay.
Here is damage for the first one. That should be 13.
13. Okay.
And then crit damage will be this plus 18. 4. So 22 more. 13 and 22 for
13 and 22. Oh man. Okay, so
35.
you come up and just slice into this sea creature's body, and you slice down to the bone, and you see just buckets of blood coming out of the side of this monster, and it shrieks out in pain, but it's still alive.
It's in the bone.
Barely alive. It's Sunset's turn.
So I'm now only 35 feet away, correct?
Correct. Because you were 65, you were 75 before, moved 40, so 35 feet away, yes.
Yes. Okay. Well. Let's go ahead and we'll just go with an old classic of 4th level magic missile. That'll be 23.
That 23 damage. That blasts into this creature's face, it into its eyeball, and its eye socket basically explodes from the force. It shrieks out in pain, and kind of, does the snake thing where it flops over like a whip. Dead on the sand.
All right.
Nice.
Porky, how many rations can we get out of this guy?
Yeah, I got 10 fish, but we also got this guy.
I would like all 4 of you to take a perception check.
$15 Porky.
Two.
17.
And 11 at disadvantage.
What did you get, Sunset?
17.
Okay, Sunset and Urki, you're the only two who recognize this, but at the jungle's tree line behind you, you see a peculiar sight. Multiple red humanoid forms, hunched over with scaled red skin, have stepped out like one step beyond the tree line, and they're like celebrating. They're like raising their hands above their head and kind of screeching out and clucking, clicking, and like hopping on their feet.
Okay.
This is
Makes
where
me
we
feel like what
completed
we
a
did.
side quest before actually taking the side quest.
Yeah, that we didn't know about.
Like, oh, what, you wanted that thing dead? We killed that ages ago. I will point this out to the rest of the group, and particularly Lode, who has dealt with red lizard-like things before, and then I'm not going to interact with them. I
So,
don't particularly want to experience blinding pain again.
so I have a quick, I guess, lore question, and maybe this involves a check, but what would I have to do to know whether or not, like, the specific colors of the lizard folk are, like, do I know if, since these guys are red and the coatl that I've been kind of in contact with is red, how would I figure out if I know that they're somehow connected?
You don't know you know nothing of Saurian ancient history or science, and you do notice that these are red skinks and the coatl that you ran into was red. So you make that connection, but beyond that, you don't know if that has any significance.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I know I've never been to Varentia before, so I guess I will kind of ask the group, does somebody who's maybe a little more, let's say, charismatic than me want to try and communicate with them? I look at Sam.
I mean,
You guys, okay, so these guys are
Technically, I am
speaking
the most
a
charismatic.
distinct. These guys are speaking a distinct and different language.
Right.
None of you,
talk to
none
them,
of you
speak
know
to
this
them, but
language. You could try to communicate through
communicate
hand
with them.
signals, or if you have some sort of spell or magic item that lets you understand all languages.
I mean that they are humanoids, right?
Yes. At this point, the number of creatures, the humanoids at the tree's edge, has doubled.
I'll try to communicate with them.
Okay, what do you?
Draconic, do they?
They do not speak Draconic. Sam, what do you do?
I make a little heart symbol. And then I make the
Heart and.
Oh, okay. So he's.
Okay. What's the right check for this? I don't even know. Let's see.
Performance.
Performance. There you go. Give me a performance
Yeah,
check.
I would say performance is probably.
Bullshit check.
13.
Okay, you make these hand gestures towards. Let's just call them the skinks. We all know they're skinks. Towards the skinks. You see them stop for a second and kind of like look at each other and make some noises and communicate with each other. And they go like this. They go.
They want to eat Sam.
What specifically did they point at?
From where you
So
are,
they're
they
pointing
point.
at Sam or at the creature.
At this point, they point at the group of you, not Sam in particular.
But not the creature.
Give me a perception check. Just load.
At disadvantage because I'm still exhausted.
I mean, I did ask a question.
14.
You can tell it's at you guys as a group, not at the sea creature.
Okay. So they want to eat us. Gotcha. Or they want us to eat it. Still not totally positive on that. Okay. I mean, they're not like threatening us, really. They're just
Nope.
kind of still standing there.
Give me, everyone, give me a perception check. Everyone, all four of you.
They're not threatening us yet.
Right. I mean,
16 for HP.
Woo! Sam
still
got a
not
20.
Good.
Nat 20 for Sam.
You said perception?
Yes.
19.
Load. All of you rolled a 14 or
Sorry.
more.
Yeah. Did it pop up for me? Because it didn't show me the digital dice.
Yeah. No, that was your perception before. It doesn't matter
That was the
anyway.
other one.
You get the idea from the rest of the group with those rolls. At this point, the skinks start getting more and more and more animated, and you see behind the skinks, you see tree canopies moving, like they're being bumped.
Oh. Okay. That's not great. That probably means something
There is something.
really large and big is embedded, so to speak, in this unit of skinks.
Hopefully it's a big crab.
No.
The crab comes for revenge.
Crab's mom.
All right, I will very quickly ask the group. All right, are we ready to fight something even bigger, potentially? I mean, I'm good.
I guess, yeah. I can make it work.
Sure.
This is assuming that we do actually, in fact, I'm still unclear that we're actually going to have to do any sort of fighting. But
Right, but are we ready if it turns into that?
if it turns into that, I mean, do we have a choice?
Right. That was
Like-
sort of my point. 'cause
I'm
running away.
gonna go ahead while we're waiting.
All right, I'm gonna start. I'm going to put myself the closest point between the tree line and the skinks and the group. like me, I'm the first
Okay.
thing between
At this
the tree
point-
line and the group.
Yeah, the four of you
Hold
are
on.
at this
Did we
halfway
lose Kevin?
point between the coastline and the tree line. The rest of the group, and when I say the rest of the group, I mean Wisewell, Luke, Porky, Marguerite, Griffin, and Claude, and the two knights are closer to the tree line. They're actually very close to the tree line because that's where they're at the berm in front of the tree line, where you were traveling before. Basically setting up camp. That's what they were doing. At this
And I'm
point,
closer to them than
yes, you are closer to the group,
yeah.
your compatriots, than the rest of Urki, Sam, and Load. At this point, breaking through the tree line, and I mean breaking, is... I mean, I wish I could describe this in better terms, but a Tyrannosaurus Rex comes through the forest line
Oh.
and basically does, you know, the ending of Jurassic Park where it rears up and like, roar, and like the banner falls in front of him. Does that.
Classic T-Rex.
Does
Classic
that.
T-Rex.
At this point, all of the skinks that were in the tree line scatter to either side and go run back into the jungle.
So they're scared of him.
And all of you perceive on top of this, let's call it an alpha carnosaur,
Alpha, huh?
there is a humanoid figure on top wearing golden, intricate, like printed armor. I
Golden
need,
armor, huh?
I swear to God.
Like metally armor, huh?
yes, metally armor.
Hey Sam,
Ooh.
you still got that stick?
Oh yeah.
Now, what makes
Now- Hold
this?
on, because
This is, hold on, this is a red scaled creature just like the skinks before, but bigger. This is a saurian warrior. But what makes this unique is its right arm is not a saurian arm. It is a giant red tentacle. Flowing all down to the ground, bulbous, and like it's not like a tentacle like it's smooth in one shape. It's bigger and smaller and ripped skin and blood and guts coming out of it.
Gross.
Quite different than the one Claude has.
Quite different.
So far.
but possibly a vision of things to come.
Yeah.
Hey, if we
Possible.
can get Claude
Possible.
on a T-Rex,
Hey,
then
you're
I'm
right.
cool with giant tentacle.
You're right.
Hey Marshall, what are your orders? Are we shooting?
Before anything could happen, it bursts through the forest edge, and this is a very fast-moving monster. It runs up and runs directly into the party. Not you guys, but your
great.
compatriots.
Camp.
Oh,
Hmm.
the NPCs. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
all of the NPCs that were left unguarded.
We don't need any of them anymore.
they're knights.
apparently.
They're supposed to be able to guard themselves.
The closest to the creature is one of the knights. Let's say Sir... what were the two names I said? Winfred and
Sigvald and
Sigvald. Winfred, the one that had been poisoned, is the
It's
closest.
a red shirt.
And let's see here, legend. He's a frightening presence.
It's my first away mission.
It reaches down and it attacks
Got that.
Winfred. Definitely hits. And it comes down with its bite head, bites the top half of Winfred off, and whips its head back and throws the rest of its body into the air.
Oh, Winfred,
Okay.
we'll miss you.
We hardly knew thee.
The next closest to him is Griffin. Yep, hits. Let's see here.
Isn't Griffin a halfling?
No, he's a
he's
human. Oh.
Is a halfling a medium-sized creature?
Small.
Swipes across his chest and causes him to collapse. Actually, on the second attack, hold on 1 second, and that hits. Did you have a stat for Griffin load?
No.
AC 30, 500 each hit point.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's
he
see.
wouldn't have been anywhere near as good as what he would probably be for being in our party. He was like level 3 or something. So.
Alright, I got a stat block for him. He is brought to his knees, but he's still alive. It is now Sunset's turn. Actually, you know what? At that, we are going to call it quits for the evening. Giant monster, giant T-Rex, Jurassic Park. Roar! And instantly kills someone in front of you.
Yeah, not
Anecdote?
messing around. Yeah.
So the guy that died, did he have aspirations of being a lawyer?
Not that I'm aware of.
I only ask because basically that's what happened to the lawyer in Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
On the toilet, yeah.
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 Indeed.
As always, what do we think?
Go.
What do we hold on to your
Welcome to
butts?
the jungle.
Yeah, I
Welcome
think
to the
we already
jungle.
decided that one last week that it had
Oh,
to
is
be.
that what we do?
Yeah. Well, no. That's what this one should be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This episode should be Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah. I think that is.
Fun and games.
Yeah, they definitely do have fun in games. I mean, it's not fun for us, but it's certainly fun for them.
So that's all we got for the evening. Hey, if you're watching, please like and subscribe. We did have some comments. Baseborn Manjack says the Golden God Emperor shall return, whatever the hell that means. And the Mightiest Pen, who is Rick from Sacramento, good friend of mine. If anyone's watching, check out his YouTube channel called The Mightiest Pen. He does 9th Age battle reports, but in narrative form. Like he writes a story and reads it out, like that actually aligns with what happened in the battle. It's really cool, and he's a cool guy. I'm gonna see him this weekend for a 3-day tournament. He wrote "Melt It" when someone was attacking someone, and I didn't catch it, but he was encouraging someone to kill someone. But that's it for this evening. We'll see you all next week, and see you later. Thanks, guys.
See you later.
Bye.
All right, I think that's it.